Black ecclesial queering is an approach to dismantling homophobia that moves beyond the performativity of surface level allyship and toward an intersectional notion of structural renovation and individualized soul crafting.
Oh, you're soul crafting now. Hey guys, it's Garrett coming to you live from Daily Divers. It's your Daily Dive Disciple. I've got a strange one for you here today. We got a pastor, a reverend, who is Brandon Thomas Crowley. He's going to be queering the black churches. So if you're wondering why our churches are turning weird and putting sin on the altar, this is why. It's an actual organized thing. Who would have thought, right? And so let's kind of dive in here. So got two videos. We got one video where he talks about this is what he's going to be doing. This is his objective. And then another video explaining why he came to this conclusion. So let's kind of dive in here. And then stay after, too, if you can. I got some biblical references of what God thinks about this. And this, if this video did help you, please like, comment, share, subscribe. It's just so this video can get out there to more people. But let's find out here.
This year, I published a book titled Queering Black Churches. The book provides a practical theological framework for dismantling heteronormativity within African American congregations.
Boy, have you lost your mind?
Although churches with homophobic views are invited to read my book,
What'd I say? No.
the book is primarily aimed at helping open and welcoming congregations that are committed to LGBTQIAP plus affirmation, but unsure of how to acknowledge or to accomplish such a complex feat.
How can we bring sin in the churches is what he's doing. And how can we do such a feat? And so why are people against this? Gee, I wonder why. Look, guys, you can't identify with sin and be saved. You can't. You can't identify with what God hates and be saved. When God's in you and you're born again, you have His heart, right? The heart He gives you, the new heart, and His Spirit. You hate what He hates. That's the part of fearing God, respecting Him. It's fear is the beginning of wisdom. It literally is. Proverbs 8. It tells you. It's to hate what I hate and to love what I love, basically. And these guys are, don't follow these guys.
Drawing on the experiences of several historically black churches that have become open and affirming, the book
Affirming sin, mind you. They're affirming sin.
explores how certain black churches queered their ecclesial context.
No!
I examined the similarities and differences in their approaches and synthesized them into a methodology that I call Black ecclesial queering.
Wow. Just putting it right out there, huh? You've got a sin problem. We all sin, right? No sin's worse than the other. Like all sin leads to death. Show me the sin that leads to life, right? Doesn't exist. And the problem is you're identifying with that. You either identify with Christ or you don't. There's no in between.
Black ecclesial queering is an approach to dismantling homophobia that moves beyond the performativity of surface level allyship and toward an intersectional notion of structural renovation and individualized soul crafting.
Oh, you're soul crafting now. Oh, you're We know what this brings. We've got litter boxes in schools.
Litter boxes in the girls' bathroom? And the boys. They started putting litter boxes.
I heard that was just a rumor.
No, it's true.
Is it something you've seen?
Yeah.
We know this ends with.
That breathes new life into the souls of black churches, black church folk, black
Pushing God
transgender
out.
Christian folk, and black queer Christian folk.
How about no?
Black Queer Hermeneutics celebrate the black, the queer, and the erotic as a vital aspect.
He's fulfilling prophecy, Isaiah 3:9. And I'll be able to show you that.
of human possibility and spiritual life, where reasoning, critical thinking, and illogical analysis challenges oppressive norms. Black queer hermeneutics focuses on illogical analysis.
Madison,
I just
what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. And may God have mercy on your soul.
I describe them as illogical because they break away from conventional patterns and norms, allowing for new ideas and perspectives to emerge, providing liberative and expansive readings of the world's many histories, the world's many cultures, the world's many sacred texts, that we don't elevate one over the other, both secular and sacred. Blackness itself can be seen as inherently queer, in the sense that it often challenges and exists outside of dominant cultural norms.
See, that's what they do. They get you to think that, oh no, you're already gay. You're already queer. What are you talking about?
And expectations. And let me just say here as a caveat, I'm using queer here not as an identity marker.
Yes, you are.
Or as a categorization of human existence. So not as a person, as a thing, as what you are. I am queer. I am instead talking about it as a modality of subversion, in which the last shall be first and the first
Don't trust your lying eyes. No, your eyes are lying to you.
shall be last, in which there is a reordering and a reorientation, or what I like to call a queeruption in the spirit.
Wow.
In which
In the spirit.
everything is made equitable for all.
Everything is made
Black
gay.
queer hermeneutics also celebrate the Black Erotic. They also celebrate the Black Erotic as a space of Black life, as a space of Black learning, as a space of Black joy, as a space of Black connection, Black empowerment, and a space of Black pleasure.
Oh, there it
Something
is.
that has been withheld from us that we often don't even give ourselves, in the form of self-genital stimulation.
What in the world? We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We know what it's about now, guys. It's always about the same thing, sex. Lack of better words, that's what it's about. This is ridiculous. Anyway, where did he come from? Where did this come about? Where did he get this idea? Let's find out. He actually tells us. So Bishop Vanessa is going to tell us as
What
interviewing him.
provoked you, because I
Yes.
believe it was a
What
provocation,
provoked you?
to write this book?
Thank you for this question. So I remember I was in the second grade and I was washing my hands in my grandparents' bathroom at 231 Branham Avenue. And when I looked up into the mirror while washing the residue of the soap off of my fingers, I looked into the mirror and the Spirit of God spoke to me.
You serious?
I'm one of those spooky type of people that believes in spirits and ghosts and haints and all these sorts of things. I really buy into our African ancestral
Yes.
traditions.
Well, then, if you do buy into that stuff, there's a lot of dark spirits, right? You should take note and realize that.
And so I heard the Spirit speak to me. And there are people who may think I'm crazy, but I heard the Spirit speak to
Just like all the other false prophets.
me. And the Spirit of God spoke very clearly and said that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and I affirm your attraction to men.
I affirm your sin, God said. Here we go.
And I am going to use
Fun starts
you
now.
to sound forth the music of liberation
Yes.
to those who are oppressed, who are like you.
You shall not pass!
Well, the cat's out of the bag. Anyway, so what has God said about this? Well, he's not a fan of this. No matter what this guy says, he's not okay with it. Because if you want to hear from God, some of my famous pastors, they say, read the Bible and read it out loud.
Dear friends, if you want to hear God speak to you, there's one way I guarantee you will hear God speak. Read your Bible. If you want to hear God speak to you audibly, read it out loud. Isaiah 3:9, it says, "For the look in their faces bears witness against them. They proclaim their sin like Sodom. They hide it. They do not hide it. Woe to them, for they have brought evil on themselves." We can click on it here in the Hebrew and kind of read to see what it actually means, which we can see it here is that when they do not hide it, it actually says, wrong word. It's they declare it, and it says the meaning: to front, to stand boldly out, opposite. They're definitely bold about it. To manifest, to announce. They're definitely announcing it too. To expose, predict, explain, and praise. So he's fulfilling Isaiah 3:9. So unreal. And then if we jump to Zechariah 3:1-5, it says, "Woe to them woe to her that's filthy and polluted, the oppressive city. She obeyed not her voice, received not correction. She trusted not in the Lord, and she drew not near to God. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves, and they gnaw at the bones to the marrow, and not the bones to the marrow. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted this sanctuary. They have done violence to the law. The Lord is in the midst thereof. He doesn't do iniquity. Every morning he does bring his judgment to life. He doesn't fail, but the unjust no shame." Because remember, God's within us, and so he's telling them, and they're ignoring him. They're ignoring his voice. That's what's going on. Jeremiah 23:10-11, he says, "For the land is full of adulterers, because the curses in the land mourns. The pastures of the wilderness are dried up. Their course is evil." So it actually affects the world around us, but we're also described as being like a dry desert before God. And then, when he's here, we become wells of living water, right? Because we're dead. We're dead before then. "And their might is not right. Both the prophet and priest are ungodly. Even in my house I've found their evil, declares the Lord." And so, he's not a fan of this, guys. So it's test the spirits. How do we test them? By the word of God. By Jesus, what he said, what God said. But anyway, if this helped you, please like, comment, share, subscribe so we can get this video out there. And stay tuned to the next one. We got a lot of shenanigans going on here. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.